Listen, we have, anywhere I've ever worked, we have a risk calculator, which will, don't think about priority, don't think about urgency. This is risk. And when you think about risk, what is the risk that you are willing to take on? Let's use an example. The number one that we always use was there going to be an outage associated with the change coming through? And we said, gosh, if there's an outage, that's going to shoot that risk right up. Well, let's stop and think. This is 2022, right? And machines bounce all the time, and they seem to do this in the cloud all the time with no issues. Is that really risk? No, it really isn't. So for us, we define risk as the risk that something that isn't expected to happen in the change ticket to happen. So if you know that the server is going to bounce, if you know that it's going to take, the first thing you actually have to do is you have to back up the database, and then you have to change logs, and then you have to restore the database. And that's likely going to happen. That's not risk. That's just being prepared. Risk is the ability to, all of a sudden, if that doesn't come back up, what does that mean to your business? So in order to understand risk, you have to understand for every one of your applications is business criticality. The classic ones are survival critical, mission critical, business essential, non-business essential. So the companies I worked for, you have stuck to those definitions. What are the chances that those aren't going to come back? And if they are, that shouldn't change your risk, but it's actually a change to your impact. But it's generally what the business is going to actually look at as being higher risk. So you have to balance that definition. But a risk of a non-business essential application not coming up, and then you have a survival critical application not coming up, that's the same risk when you think about it. The impact is what makes that one different. So coming up with your parameters that you consider are important, have you tested it? Is your business going to be there to confirm that? What is your backout? Are you able to restore your service right away if something bad happens, and can you do that within your change window? Understanding that and accepting that risk going in is one thing. The risk of it failing is another thing, and making sure your IT and business areas have signed off on that. They will quickly forget, by the way, that they signed off on that risk when bad things happen. And again, that's one of those where you don't put a head on a stick. You want to address that through a PIR and learn from that and move forward.